Dear citizens of Burkina Faso, I send you warm greetings from my very small corner here in Europe. I am a West African like you. I am also an African like you. And I've been following up on the activities of your country and what the media has portrayed so far about what is happening in your country. And I want to take a special moment to send a very small message to all of you there, and also to send a message to the Economic Community of West Africa States, that's ECOWAS, and to the African Union. The developments in this very small West African country, well, it's bigger than mine, it's bigger than many other West African countries. Burkina Faso is something that has drawn the attention of every sober-minded person. And it has actually begged the question of whether democracy is really what Africans need. If it is what Africans need, should Africa try to redefine what democracy truly is? For the purpose of this message, I am going to base my discussion on one very definition provided by Abraham Lincoln, who said democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That is democracy. I understand clearly that coups are not good. I understand. But what is really bad about coup d'etat? What is really bad about coup d'etat? Coup d'etat, in my opinion, is only bad when the military rule, when the military take over a legitimate government that has lived up to the people's expectation. I repeat, coup d'etat is only bad when the military or any set of people take over governance, even when they are fully aware of the fact that that governance has lived up to the expectations of the people. It has served the people well. It has utilized the state funds well. That's the citizens' monies well. It has solved the basic problems of the citizens. Then, if a military set of people take over governance, that is not a positive military coup. It is but an illegitimate military coup. Yes, I am using the word illegitimate military coup because such military coups may not get the popular acceptance needed by the people, or the popular acceptance of the people. It may not get it. But in a situation where the government has not lived up to the people's expectation, a lot of poverty, and you understand that Burkina Faso has constantly been on the media for terrorism and other things, irrespective of the gold mines it has. You know, if the government has not lived up to the people's expectation, the people are poor, the people are suffering, and a lot of bad things happen in the country. If a military took over governance, and the people of that country do not complain. They are very satisfied with that military rule. it is not an illegitimate coup d'etat. It is not an illegitimate coup d'etat. It is a legitimate coup d'etat informed by the defunct governance that the people suffered. And again, a legitimate coup d'etat will become an illegitimate coup d'etat only when that legitimate coup d'etat comes to power and one takes or proposes or wants to implement a sit-tight policy, does not see the need to transfer power to a civilian rule. And most importantly, during its tenure, it does not utilize the state fund. It repeats what the government that it overthrew was doing. Then it becomes an illegitimate governance. But in a situation where the government, the military rule that is going on in the particular country does not do or does not become a replica of that particular governance it overthrew, then it is not an illegitimate something. So what am I trying to say? I am basically trying to say, as it stands, looking at the situation in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré has been doing his best to ensure that he lives up to the people's expectation. In just a couple of months or a year or so, we have seen how this young man has transformed a wrecking nation into a thriving one. A nation that has suffered so much into one that has begun reaping from its natural resources. We've seen that. We've seen a man bringing dreams to reality. Yes, he did not take governance through the ballot, but I want Africans and the people of Burkina Faso, ECOWAS, and the African Union to understand that the definition of democracy that we think operates or serves best is actually failing us. It is actually failing us. We must know that democracy is only not achievable through the ballots. No, it is not just the ballots that determine what is democratic and what is not democratic. Yeah? There are different tenets of democracy. Of course, one of them is periodic elections. I know. But is it the only one? No. No. If you say every principle must be met, then there is no country in Africa that is democratic. Go to Nigeria. Tinubu was elected through the ballot. Perfect. But is fundamental human rights respected in Nigeria? Definitely not. Definitely not. Is there transparency and accountability? Definitely not. Go to Kenya. Go to Sierra Leone. Go to different parts of Africa. You'll find out that at least one of the tenets of democracy is impeded. So, if one thing is impugned in Kenya and in Congo, you should not write that country off. Because that man did not take governance through the ballot, it should not be a problem for anybody. It shouldn't be. That is just one principle, one thing that has been impeded. But is there respect of human rights in his country? Definitely yes. Is there transparency? Yes. Is there accountability? Yes. Does he allow free press? Yes, except for foreign media, which is very, very inimical to achieving the sustainability that he needs. And remember, every right has limitation, and the right to freedom of speech has its own limitation. It has its own limitation. And what is that limitation? If your speech will cause public harm, provoke public insecurity, and will lead to the deprivation of another person's right, then your freedom of speech will be impeded. And that is exactly the reason why foreign media is being banned in that country, because the more it is allowed to reach the people, the more possibilities it has to spread false rumor. And because Burkina Faso does not have authority over that media, it cannot control its content. It cannot regulate its content. And what will happen is it will continue to spill wrong information. And when that happens, it will provoke insecurity in the country, and it will also impede the right of other people. And where there's insecurity, there's definitely possibility for the retrogression of that country. Development will not take place. So I applaud him for putting a ban on the Western media. It makes a lot of sense. So my advice now to the people of Burkina Faso is this: kindly, kindly have some time to think about the people of Libya and what they are going through right now. Consider what Gaddafi did for Libya, and these people were incited by the West, and today the country is suffering more than any other country in their region. This should not be the fate of Burkina Faso. Remember what happened to Thomas Sankara, and after him, how your country suffered. And today you've got a savior. Do not allow anybody out there to influence you to come at this person. If you need elections, do it respectfully. Don't do any assassination attempt. It doesn't help the process. It doesn't help the process. Request for elections peacefully. That is if you feel dissatisfied with his governance. And to ECOWAS, I understand that one of the biggest challenges that the West has said is the reason why you have not achieved your purpose. You have not achieved your objectives. You have not achieved the harmonization or the what do I call it? Can I say harmonization? Is that the best word for it? I don't think so. Anyway, I'll find the word later. The bringing together of all African countries, the integration of the continent. I mean, the integration of the continent is the one of the reasons that the West said you have not succeeded in integrating that particular region is coup d'etats. I understand. I truly understand. But to me, that is not the major reason. That is not the major reason. Focus on the serious problems that the continent has yet to solve. Then later, you will deal with coup d'etats and other things. Deal with the corruption in the continent. Deal with the brutal disrespect of human rights in the ECOWAS. Deal with the problem of single currency in ECOWAS. Deal with the problem of electing member states to the ECOWAS parliament. That is not just the party, the ruling parties should choose who should represent people in the ECOWAS. Deal with that problem. Deal with that problem. Deal with the problem of member states not having their laws aligning with the ECOWAS laws. Deal with the border problems. You can find out that for moving from Sierra Leone to Guinea, which is part of ECOWAS, is very troublesome. It's a very difficult challenge. You cannot cross Sierra Leone and go to ECOWAS. Go to Guinea without being checked at a border. That does not exist within the European Union. If you want to achieve these problems, you already have a law that seeks to eliminate borders, but still there are existing borders within the ECOWAS. Solve this problem. When you solve this problem, you have already succeeded. You may have already succeeded in integrating the continent. I think this is something you should do. And to the African Union, you are supposed to be the umbrella organization. You have a role to play in making sure we have the Africa that we deserve. For us, the young people, we have not gained the trust in the African Union yet. We have not gained the trust. If you ask many Africans, we would rather say we are Sierra Leoneans, we are Nigerians, we are Kenyans, we are Tanzanians, we are Egyptians, than saying we are Africans. We still hold on to our nationalities. We take our nationality bigger than the continent. And the best way to solve this problem is to introduce the African citizenship. Introduce African citizenship. If the African Union cannot solve its problems, stop running after a country that has been blessed by a leader that is here to stay, that is here to solve the problems of the people. And finally, to Ibrahim Traoré, that's a French name that is very hard to pronounce for me. Yeah. I understand your vision for Burkina Faso. I understand your vision. I understand the fact that you want to have things changed. But at this point, as much as you should be careful, you should also try to understand that when the will of the people calls, nothing will change it. If you see persistent protest, don't hold on to power. You'll be made the enemy of the state. You'll be considered the enemy of the state. Because if today they come after you, they do not get you. If today they come after you, they do not get you. They'll wage war. They will kill people like they did in Libya because Gaddafi did not come out and say, okay, if that's what you want, let's conduct the elections. I value my people's life. If you see they want to wage war, call for elections. That election you must contest. If the people truly appreciate you, that's the time they will prove to them that your plans and ours are not the same. Until I do another video, I am Ibrahim Koroma. Thank you very much.